Oh wow, a fantasy RPG game with dozens of races. Race, human and white. Sex, male. Class, knight with a longsword. Time to game! Hey everybody, Ocean Lives here. Welcome to another video where we're not gonna look at DnD memes, but rather at Reddit DnD memes. Yeah. Anyway, how are you guys doing? Welcome to another video. Hoping you have a wonderful day today. Before jumping into the video, I just want to kindly ask you if you want to smash the like button. It only takes a second and it's gonna help me out if you do that. So thank you so much for that. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. A player joining my group brought me this backstory. I was pleased. In my character's backstory, they've already felled armies, slain gods, and saved the universe. Of course, none of that has actually happened. They've just recently escaped a mental asylum. It's a pretty good, that's a pretty good take on that actually. Not the crossover we deserved, but the crossover we needed. LEGO Ideas partners with Dungeons & Dragons, celebrating 50 years of D&D. LEGO D&D, okay. Oh my god, okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. I don't know why I thought this would already be a thing. I guess it wasn't, okay. Now 90. Help. Want to play D&D in college and set up a club. Get advertised by the college. 80 people initially sign up. Jesus Christ, and by the time of making the meme and posting it, it got from 80 to 90, okay. The funny part is that probably none of those 90 would be willing to play if they would have to DM. It's an obsession. Play D&D. No. It's got magic. You get to hang out with your friends. Okay, fine. Now it's all you can think about. I hate it when that happens. Levels of pain. Slap, childbirth, kick in the balls. And then a campaign ending because the DM doesn't feel like it. Or a campaign ending before it's, you know, being cancelled midway through for any reason. To be fair though, I think I'd still have that happening rather than getting kicked in the balls full force by someone else, possibly injuring me for life. Like, Jesus Christ. The squirrel is a crucial ingredient. Feeling insecure, the fighter insists that he can make things just as good as the artificer. Thinking quickly, Dave constructs a homemade megaphone using only some strings, a squirrel, and a megaphone. Impressive. That is, that is really good. That is big brain stuff. Bard. Bruh. Player. I am Otto of Castle Eletail, a humble initiate of an order of knights. My commander, Sir David, has sent me on a quest to recover a holy relic, the Arvanavra, a drow sword. DM. That's, not the worst backstory you've given me. What's the name of your order? The Paladin Drones. Okay, dude. Wow. Okay, no. Wow, all of it. Jesus, like the castle, the sir's name, the relic, the sword, okay. Crawford's ruling in a nutshell. The dragon with blind sight watching the invisible rogue walk right up to him. The rogue still having advantage and sneak attack cause it's invisible. Funny enough, our full plate paladin made his check. DM. I'm going to need the party to give me some stealth checks. The party. The guy with the 20, the guy with the 18, 17, and then the natural one. What's the weirdest conversation that you've roleplayed with yourself because your players were eavesdropping? Right, so I know that we've discussed this 1,000 times, but I suddenly feel the urge to go over the boss's plan again. What players expect to hear while listening to a door. And then what they actually hear. So, Morg. What's the secret ingredient in the casserole that you left at my bunk? Love. This is why we don't have PvP. I tried to kill a baby. I destroyed whole planets. I cast banishment on the Fairy PC to send them back to the Feywild. Getting the #1 trophy, I guess. Not being useless in combat is not the same as min-maxing. You must only speak the truth into this horn. A wizard making their highest ability score intelligence is not min-maxing. Someone fixed it. TTRPGs need consent too. Would you ladies care for a dance? Ew, no. Get away, creep. But he just rolled a natural 20. In spite of the memes, a natural 20 does not count as an automatic success on any roll outside of combat. The difficulty of a skill check may still exceed 20 plus your skill modifier. In this case, no means no. Busy work. Boss makes $1, I make a dime. That's why I think about Dungeons & Dragons plots and world building on company time. Okay, I like this version of the poem more than the original, I think. Every damn time that I run an Umber Hulk, Basilisk or Medusa, shaking my head. The man throws back his hood to reveal his true identity, that of a Medusa, who looks away. I will stare at him. I do. I look at his feet. You're looking away or you're not. Those are your options. I watch his shadow to avoid the disadvantage that I get from looking away. Boomer Blades time. Booming Blade is the best cantrip to pair with Warcaster. What now? Booming Blade deals extra damage to creatures after they move, and Warcaster allows you to cast a spell as an opportunity attack. So, since a creature moves at least 5 feet to provoke an opportunity attack, they will take damage both from being hit and moving to a max of 7d8 plus weapon damage. Jesse, the monsters have disengaged to avoid your shenanigans. It's not a tease, it's a trap. Fighter. Oh, sorry ma'am, we didn't mean to bother you. The lycanthrope undressing so she doesn't tear her clothing while destroying the party. Well, the party is gonna be for the last few seconds before they die. Are you sure you're not overreacting? They've ruined rogues! One less sneak attack per round. I can only imagine the pain. Okay, it's the same Lego D&D thing, and then Wizards of the Coast combining Lego bricks and D4s to create the most dangerous weapon known to mankind. Find your people. 2 things from our last Pathfinder session. 1. Our DM mentioned after a perception check that our ranger saw a weird owl, and the entire party immediately yelled out, Yankovic! I have never felt more at home with a group of people in my entire life. Okay, I had to go, the second part was not posted, I had to go find it. Anyway. And 2, that same ranger hit a Dacononiant with a Vorpal Blade on a natural 20 in our last encounter. The Dacononiant failed its 37 fort save, okay. The rest of the session was me eating cookies while watching folks argue over what happens when a monster that is all head gets decapitated. It's not about why, it's about why not. That's a great quote to live by. Warforged with magical fly speed, immunity to radiant damage, and immunity to fire damage taking off towards the sun with no raw rules to stop him. It just works. JC edition. I draw my longbow and knock a burning arrow. Are there any of those smoke powder barrels around? You spy a barrel of smoke powder on top of the wall, but it's 400 feet away, so you'll be taking the shot at disadvantage. I cast invisibility on myself, followed by action surge to fire my bow. The advantage granted by invisibility cancels out the disadvantage for long range. The barrel has no eyes. Invisibility isn't going to improve your chances of hitting the barrel. It doesn't have to make sense. We wrote the rules like that on purpose. Okay. Human Fighter. Oh wow, a fantasy RPG game with dozens of races. Race: human and white. Sex: male. Class: knight with a longsword. Time to game. And then there's literally nothing wrong with playing a male white human as a knight with a longsword in an RPG game, okay? It's a given option, and there's literally nothing wrong with doing that. The Rumble of Scientific Triumph. DM. I based my villain on a player class. Oh, what did you make it? An evil wizard necromancer? Fiend warlock? A corrupt general fighter? Artificer. Why would you want to cast Tsunami on the sun? I don't know, but you presumably can't keep casting a side spell when you're blind. Alright, end of the adventuring day. Would you like to do anything with your remaining spell slots? I want to cast Tsunami on the sun. What? There's no way the spell allows that. It has a range of sight, and I can see the sun. Fine, but the casting time is 1 minute, so make some con saves against blindness as you stare at the sun. Time to get some homebrew sunglasses in the game to counter that. I feel good. Counterspell the healer. Kick PCs while downed. Build encounters specifically to counter the PC's builds in particular. Then, whoa, what a fun session. Well, I'll have the next session ready next week. And then he's gonna be surprised when eventually people stop showing up anymore, yeah. The rogue's gonna take a few points of damage, but I'd allow it for now. DM. You are both standing below the balcony. It's 8 feet high. The guard has been patrolling every 30 seconds. What's your plan? Fighter. I run 10 feet in a straight line and uppercut the rogue onto the balcony. Excuse me? You said I could take the new version of the charger feat. There's no specification of the direction I can push him. Charger, 4th level feat. Improved dash. When you take the dash action, your speed increases by 10 feet for that action. Charge attack. If you move at least 10 feet in a straight line immediately before hitting with an attack as part of the attack action on your turn, choose one of the following effects. Gain a 1d8 bonus on the attack's damage roll, Or push the target up to 10 feet, provided the target you want to push is no more than one size larger than you. You can use this benefit only once on each of your turns. DM. Roll to attack. I was talking to one of my players about my DMing style. It's beautiful. I've looked at this for 5 hours now. You take your game seriously enough to not be all goof with the story, but not so seriously as to feel like a bouncer at a club. You get legitimately excited alongside us as the story unfolds, and it never feels like you wish to roll a book instead of playing the game. It's appreciated in the highest regard. I still stand by when I said I'd happily pay to play at your table. Oh wow, that has got to be like one of the most beautiful things that could happen to you as a DM. Not even once. Remove your hand from the box and die. What's in the box? Fatal. Got him. In combat, fighting goblins. Me. Hey DM, are these mind goblins? DM. Mind goblins? Okay, dude, Jesus. I was still making those jokes in 2022, huh? Okay, almost 2023. Alright. By the way, did you guys realize that it's been 2 years since Cyberpunk came out? I just realized that today actually. It's been super weird to think about that. Inspired by another user's post. Player. My warlock will cast Armor of Agathis, Fire Shield, and Shadow of Moil on themselves. DM. Dispel magic. Seriously, where do I draw the line at effect? I am the Oracle. I can answer any question you ask. How does the Rakshasa's limited magic immunity work? What does it mean by effect? If a person who was revived by Revivify negatively affected him, would he be unalived? Any question but that. Some questions do not have an answer sometimes, and we have to accept that, okay? It's part of growing up, alright? You need acceptance in your life sometimes. Discrimination is bad. One of my players has an unconventional goblin character design. I learned that it's because the stereotypical goblin design is a caricature. Nah. Discrimination against what? Discrimination against a fictional race? What the fuck? Credit to Extra Fabulous Comics. What you doing? Nothing. Sweet, wanna go play D&D? I just said I'm busy. Inviting your engineer friend to play D&D. You convince your friend to play D&D with your group. They say they already have ideas. They show up with a mad scientist PC. They're playing as an artificer. They're taking a course in engineering. They start making blueprints that would actually make sense in a fantasy world. All of the blueprints would realistically work in the setting of the campaign due to the in-world resources. You overhear him say the words thermonuclear to one of the other players out of game. Well, well then, good luck I guess DMing that one. Alright, on that note, that's gonna be it for today's video, so thanks so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like if you did and subscribe for more if you haven't already. Also thank you to everyone supporting the channel on Patreon as well as on YouTube, I appreciate it a lot, so thanks so much for those. Links below if you wanna check those out, and links to the social media, Discord, and yeah, that's it, thanks for watching, bye.